Elena Carter, the youngest self-made CEO in New York. Her company's worth billions, her face on every business magazine, and her words carry more power than most people's entire lives. On stage, she's confident, sharp, and unstoppable. But behind those perfectly lined eyes, there's a secret. A shadow from her past that never left her. She grew up in a small orphanage on the edge of town, St. Mary's home for children. The smell of bleach, the creak of wooden floors, and the cold nights when she used to stare at the window, wondering why her mother never came back. At 10, she promised herself, "I'll never come back here. I'll become someone no one can ever abandon again." And she did. 20 years later, Elena Carter was on top of the world. Awards, power, and every door open before her. Yet no amount of success filled that small hole inside her chest, the one left by a woman she barely remembered. Then, one morning, she got an invitation. A letter, hand-delivered. From the city council. They were demolishing St. Mary's orphanage to build her new headquarters. It should have been a simple decision, business. But something about seeing that name again stirred something she hadn't felt in years. Pain, regret, maybe, guilt. Still, she went. Not as a scared child this time, but as the woman who owned half the skyline. The orphanage was nothing like she remembered. The paint peeled, windows cracked, and the once bright playground was now covered in rust and weeds. Children's laughter had long vanished, replaced by silence. As she walked through the halls, her heels echoed on the old floorboards. She was there to erase her past, to oversee the demolition, to close the chapter once and for all. But then she heard it, the faint sound of a mop sliding across the floor. A janitor. An old man, gray hair, worn uniform, and kind eyes that carried a lifetime of stories. He stopped mopping when he saw her. "You must be the lady in charge," he said softly. Elena nodded, distracted. "Yes, I'm here to sign off the demolition. We're rebuilding something better here." The old man smiled faintly. "Better isn't always newer, miss. Sometimes, it's remembering what made us who we are." She frowned. "You knew this place." "Knew it," he chuckled. "I've been here for 40 years. Since before you were born. Watched hundreds of little ones grow up, leave, and make their mark." Something tugged inside her. 40 years, you must have known the kids from back then." "I did. Every single one." Her voice trembled slightly. "Do you remember, a girl named Elena?" He looked at her, eyes narrowing, not in suspicion, but in recognition. "Elena Carter. Always sitting by the window with a notebook. Said she'd build buildings taller than dreams." Her breath caught. "You, remember that?" He nodded. "You left one morning. No goodbye. Just a note under the pillow. One day I'll come back, not as a lost child, but as someone who made it." Her throat tightened. That note. She had forgotten it even existed. He continued, voice trembling now. "I kept that note. In my pocket all these years. Because you were one of the few who believed they could escape this place." Tears welled in her eyes. "Why would you keep something like that?" He looked at her, eyes kind, but filled with something deeper, almost fatherly love. "Because, Elena, you were the proof that dreams can come true even from broken places. And because your mother asked me to." Her body froze. "My mother." He nodded. "She worked here. Not as a parent, but as a cleaner, like me. She couldn't afford to take you with her, but she made me promise one thing. Take care of my little girl until she can take care of herself." Tears spilled down Elena's cheeks. She whispered, "You knew her. You were the one who raised me after she left." He smiled. "I didn't raise you, child. You raised yourself. I just made sure you had clean clothes, warm soup, and hope when the world forgot you." Elena covered her mouth, sobbing softly. The woman who wanted to erase her pain was now standing in the ruins of it, realizing she had been protected all along. He gently placed a hand on her shoulder. "Your mother wanted to come back. But she got sick. She died the year you left. And her last words were, 'Tell Elena I'm proud of her, no matter where she goes.'" Her legs weakened. She sank to her knees, crying for the mother she never got to thank, and the man who had carried her story quietly for decades. And that's when he said it, the 10 words that would echo in her heart forever. "Before you leave, Miss Carter, your mother would be proud of you." The demolition team waited outside, unaware that inside those walls, time itself had stopped. Elena stood up, wiped her tears, and said softly, "Cancel the demolition." That night, instead of skyscrapers, she rebuilt St. Mary's, not as an orphanage, but as a foundation for lost children, named after her mother. A place where no child would ever feel forgotten again. And as the janitor watched from afar, smiling proudly, she turned to him one last time and whispered, "Thank you, for keeping me alive when I didn't even know I was." If this story touched your heart, don't just scroll. Right finger hit like to honor all the silent heroes who raise us from the shadows. Speech balloon comment, for the forgotten ones, if you believe no dream is too small to rise from pain. And don't forget to subscribe, because stories like this deserve to be remembered. Every view keeps hope alive. Heart.